The story begins with Davis and Rhodes, two fellow D officers who are about to enter a somewhat dangerous area. The information they receive tells them there's a trailer in the middle of the desert where they're making methamphetamines, a job they're used to since that famous series exposed the traffickers. Leave the name in the comment box if you've seen it. Davis took a moment to talk about family, while Rhodes watches the trailer from a distance. At that moment, Davis takes the opportunity to give his friend a watch, a small gesture to commemorate the years they've spent putting criminals behind bars. After this tender moment, it's time to earn their salary. The two officers approach the trailer and surround it, but upon entering, it is completely empty. The place is full of equipment for making the drug, but no one using it. And given how dirty the place is, it may have only been there for several days. The team lets its guard down and prepares to notify the central office to send the appropriate teams to resolve the situation. At that moment, two traffickers emerge from the floor of the trailer where they had been hiding since they heard the officers approaching. The shooting begins and Rod manages to find cover and with a quick move takes one down. Davis, who is seriously injured, manages to buy him a couple of seconds to take out another one. After the bullets stop, Rhodes checked the area and managed to find the leader trying to grab a weapon, but ends up subdued. The problem is that he doesn't plan. Spend the rest of his life in prison and has a hidden knife that he stabs into Rhodes' abdomen and he manages to take his weapon. For a few seconds, the subject mocks the officers, even stealing Rhodes' wallet, memorizing his address and full name, promising to pay a visit to his family after killing him. One is before the villain. Before the villain kills our hero, Davis draws his weapon despite his injuries and saves him. The place burning for seconds. In flames, it's a huge bomb due. All the stored chemicals. Rhodes tries to help his friend, but he doesn't succeed. In the end, he manages to escape before the place turns into a ball of fire, but his friend has died in the conflict. We jump forward in time. About 4 months will be enough to overcome the loss. We are in Reno, Nevada, where a group of thieves is being pursued by the police through the radio system. The officers receive the license plate and the description of the car, but suddenly they are hacked and receive false information, causing them to lose track of the car, and the thieves escape with the loot. The culprit of the hacking, a guy named Gary, who is waiting in the hideout for his companions to arrive. Banks, the leader of the team, informs them that they have just stolen $10 million in cash and their lives are set. Lawson, the insider who gave them all the info needed for the casino heist, congratulates. Then he takes the suitcases out of the van and tells them he must destroy it immediately. So he leaves, promising to return to count the money together and celebrate. However, when Dominica, the girl from the group, tries to open a bag, discovered with a huge bomb and a timer. Additionally, Lawson closed the metal doors. They leave and now they're trapped with a bomb. While the team panics, Banks connects the dots and realizes it was Lawson who betrayed them. The other suitcases are empty and this one. He has all the money with him before he can get revenge on him first. He has a bomb to defuse, something he manages with a knife and tons of luck. When the detonator phone rings, it is no longer connected to the bomb mechanism, and Banks manages to talk to Lawson, who he promises to kill slowly when he finds him. Lawson hangs up and steps on the gas. If the bomb fails, now he just has to run as far away as he can. Banks, who is not as dumb as he seems, immediately tells Gary, track his access card. What are they arguing about? And it's clear that Rhodes' parenting skills are very far from being compared to his fighting skills. While cleaning his weapons, he receives a call from the sheriff, who tells him that Kim was caught shoplifting and he needs to come pay her bail. At the police station, Sheriff West meets Banks and the team, who have discovered that Lawson is hiding somewhere in the forest and would like to hire a guide service to take them around the area, claiming they are keen hunters and will pay well. Money for their prey. Rhodes reaches the police station, and what he finds is not pleasant at all. It turns out West recognized Banks. His Kara was sent by fax not long ago, but being old and slow, he couldn't do anything in time, so Banks not only took the sheriff hostage, he also has other officers and Kim. They are in charge of the place now. Rhodes who came to gaze. His daughter got out of a problem, but into a bigger one. One of the bad guys tries to subdue Rhodes from behind, but he overpowers and takes a weapon. However, it is empty now. Bank knows he has talent, so offers a deal. Rhodes will help you track down Lawson in exchange for his own case of wealth. They can't risk him doing something, so it's a burden. Once in the forest, Kim is placed under Dominica's surveillance. They quickly find Lawson's van and the car. Now they can't track him and everything remains in Rhodes' talent. While Dominic took him to the bathroom, a scream is heard and Rhodes runs over. Upon arrival, he finds Kraft, one of Bank's men, trying to abuse his daughter. He hits Dominica and lunges at Kim. Luckily, her father was nearby to stop him. In less than 30 as Rhodes, he breaks Kraft's leg and both hands, who screams of pain alert Banks, and he is not at all happy to see that Dominica was hit. After learning what happened, Kraft is executed for his mistakes and the mission continues. When night falls, they set up camp and Rhodes thinks it would be a good idea to free his daughter so she can escape. But Jensen knocks him out with a stick and wishes him good night. The next morning, the search resumes. And the team finds a map and food remnants. There's also an extinguished campfire. It's clear that they're on the right track, and Bang gets excited at the thought that they're close to catching that bastard Lawson. Later on, the flies show them something terrifying, the corpse of a man who turns out to be an old friend of Rhodes. He probably ran into Lawson, and Lawson killed him, which is bad news because he likely has his weapons with him now. After a couple of hours of tracking, the team finally finds Lawson, who is badly injured. Rhodes' friend fought well before he died. Banks rushes to interrogate him and ask about the money, but Lawson mocks them and tells them they'll never find it. Furious, Dominica takes Banks' gun and kills him. Now they don't know what to do, and Rhodes, he starts planning his daughter's escape. Kim spots a suitcase at the waterfall's base, a deadly drop for the inexperienced. Obviously, it would be Rhodes who would risk his life for the mission, and Kim is still being held until Banks has his money. Finally, Rhodes recovers the money, and he climbs back up. Unfortunately for him, Banks barely has any money in his hand, shoots him, and lets him fall down the hill. Then Kim is succeeded by someone who knows her father. She knows the way back, and she better not make a mistake. As they head back, Gary approaches Kim and tries to flirt with her, but when rejected, he gets upset and attacks her. Fortunately, Dominica is tired of seeing men hit women and intervenes by giving a beating to the hacker who hits like a girl. Being unable to recover from the beating, Bang gets tired of his presence and knocks him out. More money for him to have a man. Less on the team. Rowe, clearly still alive, gets out of the river despite the gunshot wound in his abdomen. Soon after, he finds his friend's backpack and grabs a crossbow. But it lacks arrows, so it will to make them himself. The first to fall is Gary, who he was abandoned by his team, which makes him an easy prey. Ends up being pierced by Rhodes' homemade arrows. The next to fall is Jensen, who he stays behind to smoke and is caught by Rhodes. However, Jensen is a brutal fighter and won't be easy prey like the fool Gary. After an extensive and action-packed fight, Jensen ends up with a wooden stake embedded in his abdomen. Now only Banks and his girlfriend are on Rhodes' path, when Jensen doesn't answer the calls. From Banks, Kim realizes that her father is still alive and coming for her. A few hours later, when they are near the Canadian border, Rhodes reveals himself from a high point. Banks, furious in her, tries to kill Rhodes and chases him to a set of rocks where he falls and hits himself. But he's alive where Banks isn't. Willing to risk confirming his death, he takes Kim and forces her to the border. Once they cross, they find a rescue cabin with Red Cross officers, who are in the wrong place at the wrong time, as Banks pulls out his weapon and kills them to steal a motorcycle and escape. Banks escapes on a motorcycle, leaving Kim unconscious. Seeing what the villain did to his daughter, Rhodes takes one. Rhodes takes a motorcycle, chases him through the forest, catches up, but gets hit when distracted. While Rhodes recovers from the strong blow, Banks flees once again. In the end, Banks has no other choice to face Rhodes one-on-one. Then he reunites with his daughter, but Banks is not willing to give up, so he goes out looking for more fight, but Rhodes eliminates him with the bike one. Bengal with the money, father and daughter leave the area. Now surely Kim won't have to be stealing from shop since they have made a good profit from his days in the forest. And that's how this great movie ends. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and